Welcome back to Soda City Live. This Sunday is National Pimento Cheese Day, and all this week we'll be highlighting local restaurants with amazing pimento cheese inspired dishes as a part of Experience Columbia's Pimento Cheese Passport. Joining me today is Charlene Slaughter, Director of Communications at Experience Columbia, the wonderful team behind this. So glad to have you.
Thank
so
you.
glad to have
Thank you so much for having me.
Now, we've talked about this before previously, but I want for those that may not have watched that day to know what the Pimento Cheese Passport is and why it's so, I don't want to say important, but why it's such a valuable part of Columbia.
So it launched 4 years ago. So we're celebrating 4 years on this National Pimento Cheese Day. And it came about because literally in almost every restaurant you go into, you're going to find a different variation of pimento cheese. And so we started to think about, is this something we could take ownership of? A lot of people have, say, beer trails or burger trails, but wouldn't it be cool to have a pimento cheese trail? So we found out that, one of the first recipes for pimento cheese was published in 1812 here in Columbia.
Wow.
And we also found out that we're the first place to put pimento cheese on a burger. You're
welcome.
So we were like, we could take ownership of this, and so we started 4 years ago, just relaunched it last year with a digital version, which has been really popular and offering, prizes and so forth. And so you can just come and go through the trail, and if you get to 5 stops, you get a prize. You get to 10 stops, you get a prize. If you do all restaurants, you get another prize. And it's just been a real fun way to showcase our partners, talk about pimento cheese and the different ways that we do it here in Columbia.
And I love it because, so let me clear this up about the prize now. So do you get the prizes with Experience Columbia, or are these prizes given to you at the location?
From Experience Columbia.
Okay.
So it's all digital. So as you go in, the whole digital verse lets us know that you've entered the restaurant, and it records it. And then when you've done 5, you get an email to say you've unlocked a prize. And so at 5 prizes, you get a pint glass or a cute little pimento cheese mug, which these are like logos that we've had. Actually, Kate Maloney here in Columbia designed for us. We also have at 10 stops, you get a T-shirt. It's the coolest little T-shirt. And then if you go to all restaurants, you get a gift card to one of the participating restaurants of your choice.
I love it. Now, when you go into these restaurants with this app, do you go somewhere and say, hey, can you scan it, or the app just knows by location?
The app just knows.
Geotag,
yes. Geotag. And that's what's so cool about this is before our first iteration of it, you had to go up, you had to get your passport physically stamped. But with this, it takes some of the, responsibility off of the restaurant, so you can just kind of just go in, and it knows that you're there, and then it's just all digital. So
I love it. Now, what app do you download? Is it Experience Columbia?
Yes, you go to our website, experiencecolumbiasc.com. You go to Pimento Cheese, and you'll find everything there. You can download the app on your phone.
Awesome, awesome. Any of these restaurants your favorite? Look, we can't have favorites, but...
Well, I'm going to say this. I am plant-based now.
Okay. So
I do like the vegan version that we have, at Good Life. But before I was plant-based, you have to start at the Prados, with their pimento cheese. We have so many different variations. We have like a Creole version at Bourbon. You could go to Spotted Salamander and get their dip. Or you can get it on a pizza at Terra. You can get Rambo's Fat Cat Biscuits has this biscuit with pimento cheese slathered on it. That's fantastic. So you can go there as well. We have a egg roll type thing at the Root Cellar in Lexington. So it's kind of spread out. Roy's Grill as well up in Lexington has a dish. So there's just so many different ways you can get it. And you can go to Rockaway's and still get it on a burger. Okay. So it's still available.
So many different ways to eat pimento cheese, and I didn't even know it. and you know what? We'll make sure that we have all these locations on our website or the link to Experience Columbia, because there's a lot of restaurants. Because it's 16, or is it 10?
Right, it's 16. Unfortunately, with the wig, they were on there, one of our originals, but it's at 16 now.
Yeah, so 16 locations. You got 16 places that you can go from now until Sunday for Pimento Cheese Day, National Pimento Cheese Day, and check out one of those variations there. Now, we are going to be wrapping up on time shortly, but you also have the SEC passport. Could you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so the cities of the SEC, they all got together, and we all got together and came up with this pass. When we have, this is a big college town, a game town, and when we have visitors come into town, we want to let them know what things there are to do, other than just going to the game.
Right.
So each location has a set of things that you can come and do, from visit our zoo to what cool restaurants you can go to and things like that, and you can access that pass on our website as well.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And for those that don't know, what exactly does Experience Columbia do? Because I know we talked about all this amazing stuff, but they're probably like, what is it?
I get asked that all the time. So we're the destination marketing organization for the Columbia region. So it's the city of Columbia, but then like Lexington and West Columbia. And so our main goal is to bring visitors into Columbia, to patronize our restaurants, to stay in our hotels, to bring in those tourism dollars and make an economic impact, here in Columbia. So we do that through marketing, public relations, which is what I do, but we also do that through meetings and events, bringing in, we just had a fam trip for meeting planners where they could come into town and be familiar with, our meeting spaces and so forth. So we do it through that way as well, and of course through sporting events as well.
So many amazing things, and I will tell you this, whenever I'm trying to figure out what's going on in town, I go to Experience Columbia. .com. I call that a shameless plug. I go to experiencecolumbia.com. I go to your events page, and it lets you know what's going on monthly, weekly, yearly, anything that anything that's going on in the Columbia area. So, Charlene, thank you so much for joining us today and sharing these amazing details with us.
Absolutely.
And we'll be sure to have this interview along with, again, that link to all the restaurants you can check out this week on our website, SodaCityLive.com. Coming up after the break, we have much more Soda City Live, including some things you can do for Easter. So get those phones out and put this stuff on your calendar. More after the break.